And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Thursday. The official schedule for all 17-week matchup games have all been revealed yesterday. So now the only thing left to do is to talk about the schedule. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next couple of days here. We're going to be walking through the entire season of the NFL, picking the winners of every single matchup, of every single game, of every single week, and then do the playoffs till we get to that Super Bowl matchup and crown an official way too early off season before really any workouts have begun Super Bowl winner. So that's what we're going to be doing over the next couple of days here, probably about 8 days. We're going to try to go maybe 2 weeks at a day at a time for the next couple of 8 days, and then that should do enough for to get us all the way through the Super Bowl. So that's where we're up. That's what we've got on the show for the next couple of days here, just walking through the schedule, picking all the winners here. So we've got that on the show. Talking about the NBA from last night, breaking it down, doing a moneymaker. Hey, we only had a little one-teamer yesterday, and it hit, so fantastic, and we stayed away from all the other good game or the other close games that really weren't any good value. So once again, I mean, we really get it done. At the end of the first half, before the All-Star break, that's when we were hitting our mark, folks. We were getting it done every single day because we know we take all the information and we learn from it, so we are getting better as the season progresses. And now that we're at the end of this season, for the next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days left in the NBA, we're gonna be hitting all these, folks. So get your wallet ready because we're gonna be making some money these next 4 days. And then we're breaking down the stories as always, so let's start there. And like we said, the schedule has came out. We're not going to talk about all the games in the story segment. We're just going to be looking at the primetime matchups, the Thursday night football games, the Sunday night football games, and the Monday night football games. So let's go through these. What is the primetime window going to look like? What stars, what teams, what narratives are we going to be talking about in the primetime spotlight coming up this season? So let's get right into it with the Thursday night football matchups. There's no week 1 Thursday night football game, so week 2 kicks off with the Giants in Washington, a nice division matchup. And I think these are the two front runners of the NFC East, so it's nice we get a nice real early on game where we get to see Ron Rivera. Let's see what he can do, and if Jason Garrett can kind of elevate Daniel Jones more than he did last season. Now with Saquon Barkley, an entirely stacked offensive roster there. So great first Thursday night football matchup. Don't sleep on the Giants in Washington this year, folks. I truly think they're going to be top teams in this league, folks, truly. All right, week 3, we get the Panthers and the Texans. All righty. We get Sam Darnold in his first primetime game of the season. We'll see if that works out versus potentially Deshaun Watson. We still don't know what's happening with Deshaun Watson and the Texans. So a little bit of a question mark heading into week 3, Thursday night football matchup. Then week 4, ooh boy, we get Trevor Lawrence first primetime game, yes sir, versus Joe Burrow. So, early quarterbacks in their career, rookie quarterback versus second-year quarterback, going to be a great one. But then we're picking up some heat there in week 5 with the Rams and the Seahawks, man. The Rams are going to be under a microscope all season long with Sean McVay really kind of doubling down. That is just a quarterback. That's the only thing that's holding the Rams back. So they got a tough defense to face in Seattle week 5 on primetime television. Alrighty, week 6, Thursday night football. We get the Bucks and the Eagles. Gonna be a pretty good one. The Bucks defense is probably gonna steamroll over this Eagles offense, but we'll see how Jalen Hurts is looking, for the first couple of weeks. Have some time to build up, your goodness for that first primetime game there. All right, week 7, we get the Broncos and the Browns. Alrighty, I'm big on the Broncos this season. It really kind of seems like they're just a good quarterback away from being real competitive, like, potential playoff seeding, like 9-10 wins, really all hinging on if the quarterback play is good. And they just brought in Teddy Bridgewater, folks, so I'm expecting him to be the starter there. I expect Teddy Bridgewater to be starter week 1, but if somehow Drew Lock is starting week 1, I'm expecting Teddy Bridgewater to be there at least week 7. I don't think Drew Lock is going to last that long if he is the starter, which I do not see happening. But the Browns, I mean, they took a huge step last season. Can they take this next step? We're going to be monitoring, a lot of players and teams next step. This Browns team next step. Josh Allen, can he take another step? Daniel Jones going into year 3, is he going to take the step? So this Broncos-Browns matchup is going to be a good one on week 7, Thursday Night Football. And then look at this one, week 8, Thursday Night Football, the Packers and the Cardinals. The Packers have been to the NFC Championship game the last 2 seasons and have floundered, so they're always a great team. And this Cardinals team, new and emerging, had an absolutely great first half of the season last year, kind of floundered at the back half. The offense sputtered, and now they showed up their defense a little bit, showed up their offense a little bit more, and now folks, they got A.J. Green. DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green, Kyler Murray, you cannot kind of stall out in the back half of the season. So week 8, Thursday Night Football, Packers, Cardinals, going to be a great one. Then week 9, Jets and Colts. And finally, we get a primetime game with the Colts, folks. I am telling y'all, I would bet all the money that I have that the Colts win the Super Bowl, not win the division, not get into the playoffs, not have, 10, 13 wins, anything like that. They will win it all. They will have the ring, folks. This is the biggest take that we're having going into the regular season. We are 1,000% big on, hyped on this Colts team. There's no other team that I'm this much hyped on than the Colts. So watch out for the Colts in week 9. Everybody's going to be able to witness their great talent, and hopefully they're not kind of making us look like clowns up to that week 9 matchup. But watch out for the Jets, Colts week 9, and Robert Saleh, primetime game, year 1. We'll check if he's got more on Monday night and Sunday night, but he's definitely having at least one primetime game there and has to go to London. So Robert Saleh's first year as a head coach is really going to be a true test, honestly. But week 9, Thursday Night Football, Jets, Colts, that should be a good one. And then, man, oh man, the Dolphins in week 10 versus the Ravens. What did we do to deserve such a hard primetime game? Come on, you couldn't have given us a nice little softball lob for, primetime Thursday night game. You have to give us the Ravens. So we'll see what Tua's looking like week 10. I'm believing in Tua this season. He showed me nothing that would make me immediately say this man cannot work out. No, I love the accuracy. It's just, our offensive coordinator, I don't think called the right plays for the man, really was conservative with all the throws that, when Tua was out there on the field. And I think you can let this man open it up a little bit more. So we'll see how he takes his second step. Another player in this league that we have to see take the next step. And then the Ravens, obviously they're great in the regular season, kind of sputter in the postseason a little bit. Lamar Jackson throwing that pick in the red zone against the Bills, really sealing the game. A little unfortunate there. So Lamar Jackson still has a lot to prove. They have a new offensive coordinator. Can they stretch the field vertically? So this Ravens team, we'll see if they can kind of keep getting better like they have been these last 2 seasons. Alrighty, and then week 11, ooh boy, Patriots, Falcons. Ooh, the Falcons kind of roster still the same with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones in that Super Bowl, but with the Patriots, we're rocking with Cam Newton instead of Tom Brady, so should be a pretty good one here. Bill Belichick, let's see, man. He didn't really impress us too much last season. The defense was all right. The offense was really, really below average, and they get like 7 wins last season. Truly, truly not great, but Bill Belichick has 1 year. When we were initially talking, going into last season when Tom Brady finally left New England and, we were all, having the debate, is Tom Brady going to succeed? Is Bill Belichick going to succeed without each other? And, we were like, who's going to win first? And Tom Brady went out and won his first year. But we were also giving both of those teams and coaches, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, like 1 year of a gap year, 1 year of a rebuild year without each other. And then from that point on, let's see what they do. So Tom Brady didn't need that buffer year. We are still giving Bill Belichick that buffer year, but he needs to prove that he can start winning without Tom Brady right now. We gave you the buffer year. It's time to step it up. In week 11, maybe there are at top of the division. Maybe they're still competing for the division or a playoff spot. And so this Week 11 Thursday Night Football matchup should be real good. Patriots-Falcons. No Week 12 matchup on Thursday Night Football, but we're back at Week 13. Cowboys-Saints should be a good one. Late in the season, two great NFC teams, potentially vying for their division or a wild card spot, so should be a great one there. Week 14, we get the Steelers and the Vikings. Oh my goodness, Big Ben on Primetime Football, Week 14. The arm is going to be deteriorated, folks. It may not even be there. Big Ben Roethlisberger may show up Week 14 Thursday Night Football with just the left hand, folks, the left arm. He's like, Coach, it's just gone. It fell off. I don't know what you want me to do. I cannot throw. I'm throwing left-handed every single pass now. So that's just going to be interesting. And then the Vikings Week 14, they're always kind of in the thick of it, in the playoff race at the back half of the season. I think didn't they flounder last season and didn't make it. So we'll see what they're doing Week 14 here. Week 15 matchup, Chiefs-Chargers. Ooh, boy, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and what they did last season was pretty good. The Chargers almost upset them, so we'll see what the Chiefs are looking like. Maybe the Chiefs already have the number 1 seed wrapped up, so they're sitting everybody Week 15. We'll see what happens there. And then Week 16, the final Thursday Night Football game of the season, the 49ers and the Titans. Ooh, I kind of like it. Titans here have a real ability to kind of go deep this season. They're going to focus on the running game and the defense, so we'll see how that pans out. And then here comes Week 16. Are we having Trey Lance be the starter? Has Trey Lance officially overtaken Jimmy Garoppolo by the end of the season? So potential there to see Trey Lance in prime time, looking pretty good. So Thursday Night Football, the best matchups. Let's rank it. Who's got the best Thursday Night Football game? I would probably have to give it to Rams Seahawks Week 5, then Green Bay Cardinals Week 8, and then Dolphins Ravens Week 10. I think those are the 3 best, but it's great that we can see some good teams here, good emerging teams on primetime. Glad that we're going to be able to witness the Colts. Glad that we're witnessing the Giants and the Washington, right off the rip, honestly. So some nice matchups there on Thursday Night Football, but let's continue. There's more primetime games to talk about, so let's head over to Sunday Night Football matchups now. Another primetime games, and this one's got a lot of great matchups here. So let's talk about the Sunday Night Football matchups. Alrighty, Week 1, starting off with a bang of the Bears and the Rams. New quarterback with the Rams of Matt Stafford. Week 1, folks, the first game of Matt Stafford in a Rams uniform is going to be on primetime television. Matt Nagy with potentially who we believe is going to be the starting quarterback in Justin Fields. So this is going to be a great matchup here. New quarterbacks and new teams going at it. Week 1, first game of the season, primetime. Yes, sir. Get it done. Dogfight. There is no buffer this year for these teams. You're getting thrown right into the fire. Sink or swim. We do not care. Choose one, and we'll see who comes out victorious Week 1, but that's going to be a great kind of kickoff to the season. Fantastic. Then Week 2, Chiefs-Ravens. I mean, what better game can you get? Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. They will always be compared to each other throughout their entire career, so let them battle it out Week 2 right off the rip of the year. Week 3, oh my goodness, Packers, 49ers 2 years ago. That was the NFC Championship game. The 49ers beat the Green Bay Packers, so Green Bay Packers out for a little bit of revenge here early on in the season. A great one. And then Week 4, baby. Woohoo! Is this going to be the best game of the season? Tom Brady returns back to Foxborough. Bucks, Patriots. Brady meets Belichick at Belichick's in Brady's home field that they built the dynasty in. And Tom Brady with some new bling coming to kind of, play spoiler. Hey, Bill, I'm better. I got a better coach. Bruce Arians is a better coach. I don't know what you want from me, and we're going to go out and prove it Week 4. So an absolutely great matchup. I mean, what a 4-week stretch here of primetime games. Oh, my goodness. But it does not stop there. We get Bills and the Chiefs, the rematch of the AFC Championship game this year, or last season. Bills, can Josh Allen finally dethrone Patrick Mahomes, or is Patrick Mahomes going to get it done? I mean, Patty Mahomes has 2 primetime games in the first 5 weeks of the season. So we'll see how he's looking early on, but you can never count out this Chiefs team, folks. They're going to be ready to rock from the first whistle. Alrighty, and then it keeps on going. Week 6, we get the Seahawks and the Steelers. We get to see Najee Harris on primetime television. That's what I'm talking about. He's going to be great all season, and we're going to be clamoring at the chance to watch this man run live in front of the entire world as we're all watching it on Sunday Night Football. So, Seahawks, Steelers, week 6, that's going to be a great one. Week 7, the Colts, another primetime game. Fantastic. So, they get the Week 9 Thursday Night Football game, and then they get the Week 7 Sunday Night Football game. So another primetime game for them. I'm telling y'all, this Colts team is going to be A1, Tier 1 Fantastico. I don't want to say they'll be the first 17-0 team, but they could definitely be the first 17-0 team of the entire NFL history. So Colts, 49ers, Week 7. Week 8, we get the Cowboys and the Vikings. Alrighty, so far this is probably the worst, the worst game of the Sunday Night Football lineup so far. But we'll see what the Vikings are looking like. And Mike McCarthy, a big year. Dan Quinn, can he get it done with the Cowboys? I mean, what are we doing with these coaching staffs? I mean, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, and then with the Nets. I know we're going cross sport here. The Nets with Mike D'Antoni and Steve Nash is just like, what are these coaching combinations? None of these have really proved that they can do anything on their own, and then you're stacking like two kind of, I don't want to call them garbage coaches, but I'm going to call them garbage coaches, and you're putting two garbage coaches together. I don't think that's the right formula there. So we'll see what the Cowboys are looking like. Real pressure on Mike McCarthy to get it done this season. Real pressure on Dak. I mean, Dak is the savior of this Cowboys team. We just learned that last season on how bad they floundered without him. So huge game here, Week 8 for the Cowboys and the Vikings, and we'll see how that matches up. But probably that one's going to be a little lackluster, but we'll see. All right, Week 9, we get the Titans and the Rams. Titans and the Rams, Week 9, Sunday Night Football. So, Titans, another primetime game here. We saw them on Sunday Night Football, or Thursday Night Football as well, Week 16. So, we'll see what this Titans team is going to be looking like. Do they kind of follow how they've just been declining for the last 3 seasons? 3 years ago, they got it down good. They got to the AFC Championship game. Last season, they only got to the first round of the playoffs. Now, what are they going to do this season? We see them kind of shaking up what they're trying to do schematically, offensively, and defensively, and we'll see how it's playing out here. They have a couple of weeks to get prepared for this primetime game, so we'll see what they're looking like. And then the Rams, I mean, this is their second Sunday Night Football game of the season. So, once again, Matt Stafford with a good head coach finally. Sean McVay, a good head coach with what he says is finally a good quarterback. How are they looking? Well, they're going to be put to the test here on primetime television. So no floundering here for Sean McVay. A huge season for him. All right, Week 10, the Chiefs, another one. 3 primetime games all in the first 10 weeks? What? And they don't play on Thursday. Oh, no, they do, Week 15. I was going to say, they don't even get an early week, and they're getting, all these kind of extra hours break having Sunday Night Football games. But here they are, Week 10, Chiefs, Raiders. The Raiders beat the Chiefs last season. Can they do it again? We'll see. Week 11, Steelers, Chargers. Once again, Big Ben on primetime at the back half of the season. It's going to get nuts, folks. The arm is going to be looking out of control, folks. And then he's going against Justin Herbert, who had an amazing rookie year. We're expecting him to take the next leap. So a nice primetime game for the Chargers to show off the Herb. Week 12, Browns-Ravens. Nice divisional matchup here. Let's see who gets that. Week 13, Seahawks, 49ers. Another Seahawks primetime game here. Or is this only their second? Oh, yeah. Week 6, they're on primetime, Sunday Night Football. And then Week 13, once again, Sunday Night Football. But once again, these 49ers, their third primetime football matchup. I mean, they are doubling down that the 49ers are going to work this season. That Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be healthy. Or they're playing that, Trey Lance is going to, be playing at some point this season. So the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, you have a lot to prove this year. There was a lot of injuries last year. Let's see if you can overcome them, get everybody back on the same page to go at it for this year. And then the Seahawks, Russell Wilson, I mean, another kind of primetime game where he could probably get criticized a lot, and we just saw kind of that rocky relationship of Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson this offseason. So, getting, put on the spotlight, getting put under the spotlight, not everybody swims during that. A lot of people flounder, a lot of people sink. So this could kind of drive another rift between that relationship. Maybe Russell Wilson, the season's not going good. They get blown out on this Sunday Night Football game. And, now we're talking about Russell Wilson actually wanting to get out of Seattle come next season. So we could be having the same conversations of Russell Wilson not being happy come next year. All right, Week 14, the Bears back at it. Bears-Packers division rivalry, fantastic. Huge playoff implications, most likely. Huge division implications, most likely. And Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season, let's see how good he's looking. Is he shoring it up? And once again, the Bears with Justin Fields, Matt Nagy, his career is coming down to this season. Can he finally get the quarterback right? Can he finally, have his genius realized of not being held back by a garbage quarterback in Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles, and Andy Dalton almost is holding this man back as well. But Week 14, definitely expecting. There's no way Andy Dalton is playing Week 14. If Andy Dalton is playing Week 14, I will quit the show. I don't care. I'll stop Takes by Fans. That's not happening, folks. All right, Week 15, Saints and the Bucks, and I really wish Drew Brees was still here because this was, the playoff game this year where, Drew Brees threw 3 interceptions, unfortunately, and, almost got bailed out but couldn't win the game. So, unfortunate, no Drew Brees here for this matchup in Week 15, but still 2 good teams, and we'll see, which quarterback is playing here for the Saints. Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston. Will there be a midseason quarterback change, or is the quarterback that's starting will be this quarterback for the entire year? So, we'll see what it's like at Week 15 here. All right, Week 16, Washington, Dallas. All right, I'm about this one. Nice division lineup, division rivalry, playoff implications, division implications. Ron Rivera, another primetime game. I'm loving that Washington is getting a little respect here with these primetime games. Not as much as the Chiefs and the 49ers and the Packers, and I get it, but, they're off early on Thursday Night Football. They have a nice late one here, so we get to see Ron Rivera in action. I'm all about it. And then the Week 17 Sunday Night Football game, the Vikings and the Packers. I really think the Vikings are going to be lackluster this year. I think Kirk Cousins is a little mentally checked out of this organization. That's just what I feel, what I sense, because I'm seeing we just heard of Justin Jefferson kind of calling out Kirk Cousins a little bit yesterday on the show. So I think he's almost over this team. It doesn't really seem like they want him 100%. They're all kind of openly talking about not, moving off of Kirk Cousins, getting ready for when they do make the move and all that. So we'll see if they're even competitive here in Week 17. We'll see if Kirk Cousins is even the quarterback. Maybe they have a big old switch and maybe they make a trade at the trade deadline. Something happens. But Week 17 Packers and the Vikings, Packers, Aaron Rodgers, go get it done. 2 late primetime games here for the Packers. Week 14 Sunday Night Football, Week 17 Sunday Night Football. Let's see how he handles that pressure. Alrighty, so that's the Thursday Night Football, the Sunday Night Football games, but we still have another primetime game, folks. Do y'all forget we got football on Monday night too? So let's go over these, the Monday Night Football game. So here we go, kicking off Week 1, Monday Night Football, Baltimore Ravens, Raiders. Alrighty, the Raiders are usually good in the first half of the season, going back to these last 2 seasons. So, getting the Raiders early primetime, that's probably the best. They don't really kind of end the season too well, but Ravens have to come out firing Week 1. A lot of question marks around that team, and they're going to be put on the spotlight Week 1. All right, Week 2, Monday Night Football, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers. Alrighty, Dan Campbell getting put to the test early on. Jared Goff, man, this is a huge year for him. He can't sink this year, folks, because then just everybody gets proven right. Everybody will write off Jared Goff that he was that he's a bust. I mean, we're talking about getting labeled as a bust, folks. Jared Goff will be labeled a bust if he does not get it done this season. And getting it done is basically like 8-8. It's going to be 9-8 now. 9-8, or 10-7. That's really going to be getting it done for this Lions team and Jared Goff. And we know they've got a garbage organization. Dan Campbell's the new head coach. They've got really no good pieces anywhere. DeAndre Swift is their running back who kind of got it done in the back half season last year. But is he going to be able to kind of take that next step this year? We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to say yes or no just quite yet. But we'll see what he does this year. But this Lions team getting put under the spotlight Week 2, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, can they make it work? We're talking about bust potential here for Jared Goff. All right, week 3, nice division rival matchup here. Eagles-Cowboys should be a pretty good one. Seeing the Cowboys early on and seeing Jalen Hurts early on. Is he going to continue to grow a little bit? He didn't have a full season last year. Had about, 5-6 games at the end of the season last season. So we'll see how he kind of continues to grow, continues to make strides, and we'll see Nick Sirianni. Is he a good head coach or not? Because we got week 3, baby. You better get your team ready to play. Because if you get blown out by the Cowboys week 3, we already don't like Nick Sirianni, but if he gets blown out here, we're going to definitely not even like him even more. So huge games here early on for, new teams, new coaches, new players. So, damn, it's going to be interesting right from the get-go this season, right from the rip. All right, week 4, we get the Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders, what is up with that? Two Monday night football games in the first 4 weeks? Do we really want to see the Raiders that bad? I don't. I want to see Darren Waller. That's going to be nice. Seeing Darren Waller in primetime, that's going to be the most entertaining thing on all these Raiders games. But Raiders-Chargers, I'm definitely interested to see Justin Herbert with their new head coach and, them, kind of doubling down that, hey, it was kind of Anthony Lynn who was kind of holding us back in all those kind of close 3-point losses or less. So should be a good one here week 4, but I think I'm a little over the Raiders on primetime television. All right, week 5, yes sir, the Colts, another primetime game. They got 3 primetime games in total, and I'm all about it. 1 Thursday, 1 Sunday, 1 Monday. Every day of the week, this Colts team is going to be ready to rock, and they're going to be put on the microscope here week 5. Unfortunately, they do have to face the Ravens, though, week 5. So the Ravens, another kind of Monday Night Football, 2 Monday Night Football games in the first 5 weeks. Alrighty. Everybody loves to see Lamar Jackson, so I'm not, knocking it. And, we get to see Carson Wentz in this amazing Colts team. So, yeah, we'll take it. And, testing this Colts team. We could easily go through this season and say the Colts are going to be great and they've got garbage matchups. And then at the end of the year, we'll be like, oh, we told you so because they beat the bad teams. But no, folks. I'm telling you, I believe in this Colts team. They will beat the best teams. They will have no problems with this Ravens team week 5. Who cares? Give them the Chiefs. Give them the Bucks. Give them the real stuff. Give them the Saints. Give them somebody good. But I guess we'll stick with the Ravens. That's a decent comp, we guess. All right, then week 6, the Buffalo Bills making it on primetime. Bills, Titans, 2 kind of blue-collar teams, if you will. And we'll see Derrick Henry. Seeing Derrick Henry in the primetime spotlight, baby. What better is that? And then Josh Allen, the pressure. Can he? We don't even need Josh Allen to really take another step. We just need to see that he can maintain 69% completion percentage. That's really what it's going to come down to. So, nice primetime game here for the Bills. A little early on week 6. Is this their first primetime game? No, they're week 5. So they go Sunday, week 5 primetime, and then they go week 6 primetime Monday night. So 2 games back-to-back primetime. We'll see how they handle it. And Josh Allen needs to step it up here. But the Titans going to be rooting for them as well this year. Let's see what Ryan Tannehill is doing. He's really got to take a nice, secure step of just being a game manager. Let Derrick Henry do it and just kind of be safe. Stop turning the ball over. Just be the game manager. You don't have to go out and win the game. That's what the defense and running game is going to do. Ryan Tannehill, take a breath. Be the game manager. And we'll see how he's going week 6 here against the Bills. All right, week 7, we get the Saints and the Seahawks. Should be a solid one here. Once again, what is the Saints team going to look like week 7? Who's going to be the quarterback? Taysom Hill, Jameis Winston. I think I'm assuming Jameis Winston. But we still got, 3-4 months of that kind of debate and competition and seeing what comes out of the camps and the practices and all that. So week 7, kind of, tough to talk about because we don't know the quarterback. But, the Saints are going to be hopefully still good without Drew Brees. And the Seahawks, with Russell Wilson and a new offensive coordinator, trying not to kind of stutter in the back half of the season like they did last year, and we get to see DK Metcalf again. So, yes, sir. Hopefully DK Metcalf can have a big old game. All right, week 8, Monday Night Football. Damn, come on. The Giants versus the Chiefs. Man, we want to root for this Giants team so much, but it's the Chiefs. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with them. We're talking about good teams versus, epic elite teams, and this Chiefs team is an elite team. Where I'd put this Giants team is they're a good, potential great team. We're going to have to see how they're all coming together, but they have the ability to be great. But man, oh man, week 8 here. Giants, Chiefs, man, we get to see the Giants, which is great. I'm telling y'all, the Giants and the Washington football team will be solid this year, at least 8 wins, competitive in all their games, and kind of taking the league by storm a little bit. So, all right, we'll see what the Giants, hopefully they can keep it competitive here against the Chiefs. Hopefully not a blowout, so everybody's not on me saying, oh, the Giants can't even beat the Chiefs. Well, yeah. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Week 9, Bears, Steelers, another primetime game. This is probably going to be Ben's last good week here, Week 9. So getting his arm out there on tape against this Bears defense, once again, by Justin Fields. Justin Fields will be the Week 1 starter. He will be starting by Week 9 as well. So that's going to be good to see, these two good teams. And then that Steelers defense, I'm always, booking a ticket for that. Minkah Fitzpatrick, primetime. Woof. Justin Fields is not going to be good out there for him that game. All right, Week 10, here we go on Monday night. Rams, 49ers. All righty, once again, the Rams, all these primetime games. The 49ers, all these primetime games. The Rams, I mean, folks, huge pressure on them. Not only, just kind of what Sean McVay was saying, getting Matt Stafford, trading, Jared Goff kind of straight up, but all these primetime tough games against the 49ers here, Week 10. Against the Titans, Week 9 primetime. Against the Bears, Week 1 primetime Sunday night. Against the Seahawks primetime Thursday night. So they do have kind of this primetime gauntlet that they're going to have to kind of maneuver and work through and be competitive in, because, this is, where most of the people see one single game on. Everybody's watching it. So the pressure's on here for the Rams this year. With the 49ers, also, kind of, the same thing. A lot of primetime games. Jimmy Garoppolo kind of uncertain with the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan, can he finally win the ring? Can he finally do it and not blow the leads and blow the seasons and, have these quarterback controversies? So Rams and the 49ers, man, are not making out good this year of all these kind of huge pressure spotlight games. All right, now Week 11, man, oh man, what are y'all doing to the Giants, yo? What are y'all doing to this Giants team? Week 11, Giants versus the Bucs? Are you kidding me? They have to face the 2 Super Bowl participants from last season in prime time? You are not making it easy on Daniel Jones out here. Damn y'all. Hopefully Saquon Barkley can kind of, keep it up this year. But, man, give them a little bit of an easier competition, please. We're begging you. Oh, man. Giants, man, they've got that tough schedule. Oof. Not good here, man. They're going to be good, but, like we said, they're going to be a good, potentially great team, but this Bucs team, this Chiefs team, the Ravens, the Rams, they're elite, folks. They are in another category. Damn, no favors here for the Giants. I'm a little upset about it. Big upset about it. Alrighty, here we go. Week 12, Seahawks and Washington. Alrighty, Washington has, the opportunity to upset a real good team in this league, and I'm all about it. Russell Wilson doesn't like to get hit, and, hey, this Washington team has a great defense. The defense carried them to 7 wins last season. Seattle having to go into Washington on primetime, another thing that can really start to unravel just Russell Wilson in this Seahawks organization. So we'll see if Chase Young and Ron Rivera can scheme up a big defense that makes and pressures Russell Wilson into potentially not even wanting to be a Seahawk come next offseason. Alrighty, and then we get a nice NFC matchup here, Week 13, NFC East, Patriots-Bills, always a nice rivalry there. A little different because it's Cam Newton with instead of Tom Brady, but it's still Billy B. And once again, pressure on Billy B to get it done this season. We gave him the buffer season last year. No more buffer here. So go and get it done against the team that kind of dethroned you. Finally won the AFC East there. Bills won it last year. Patriots have won it for the last 20 years in a row, 20 centuries in a row. They've been the AFC East winners. So go out and face the people that kind of dethroned you, Bill. Go get it done. Go reclaim that title back because Tom Brady already claimed his title. Go and get yours. Week 14, the Rams. Again, another primetime game here for the Rams. This time's against the Cardinals. Didn't they face the Cardinals? Who faces the Cardinals primetime? Green Bay. Alrighty, so Arizona's got some tough primetime games here. Not a lot, but tough opponents here. No Sunday night football matchup, but there's one on Thursday night against the Packers, and then there's one on Monday night against this Rams team. So, they went out this offseason, shored up literally everything. Their wide receivers, their defensive edge rushers with J.J. Watt and AJ Green, so they've got pieces everywhere. They just have to go out and show it. So a huge kind of pressure games here for the Cardinals. Can they get it done on the big games, on the big stage with everybody watching? Week 15, Vikings-Bears. I don't know why the Vikings are getting all these primetime games, but I'm not really liking it. But we get to see the Bears, and we are big Bears fans this season. I'm believing in Matt Nagy this year because he admitted he made a mistake with Andy Dalton and went and got a quarterback, and I thought that was perfect. Really think they almost won the draft. Do I dare say that? They won the first round. Do I dare say that? I think I'm comfortable saying that. The Bears won the first round of this year's draft, so we got to give it over to Matt Nagy and see what he can do this year. Finally, the quarterback that he's wanted, the quarterback that he knows he can win with, Justin Fields. Let's see what he can do. And then week 16, yes, sir, the Dolphins and the Saints. Alrighty, I'm about it. The Saints, going to be a decent opponent this year. What is the quarterback looking like? That's going to be the biggest kind of question mark going into the season. We've got, 4 months to talk about it. Will Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill be able to kind of pick up where Drew Brees left off? And it's big shoes to fill, folks. So we'll see which quarterback comes out. But our defense, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, folks. I'll put it out there right now. So the Dolphins defense will get it done. I'm not really worried about it. And then the last primetime game of the year. Ooh, not a good one. Not a good one here. Week 17, Monday Night Football, Browns, Steelers. Big Ben, week 17. The arm didn't even make it past week 16 last year. Didn't even make it past week 11. And I think that's really when we saw the big drop off there. But Steelers, oh my goodness. I guess we get to see Najee Harris. That's good. But that Big Ben's arm against the Browns, ooh, that Browns defense was good last year. And now Big Ben's going to be ending his season. The last primetime game of the year, Monday Night Football, January 3rd. Wow, look at that. The regular season goes into January 3rd? Wow. That doesn't seem right? Obviously, because they got the new game. I get it. Whew, alrighty. January 3rd is the last day of the regular season. Or no, hang on, I'm bugging. That's week 17. There's week 18 now. I forgot. Wow, okay. So, interesting. The final week of the season is going to be January 10th. Is that right? January 9th? Wow. Alrighty. But, alrighty, some nice primetime games. The best, probably, most anticipated matchup of the primetime schedule probably is the Bucs-Patriots Sunday Night Football game. But we do have a lot of nice, real games here. So let's go over the best games just, of primetime. Giants-Washington, I'm calling that a good game. Two good early teams early on in the year. Let's see, one of these two teams get it off to a really good start here to really jumpstart their season. So I'm calling that a good game. Seahawks-Rams, Week 5, Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a good one. Week 8, Packers-Cardinals, Thursday Night Football is going to be a good one. And we'll call, Ravens-Dolphins, Week 10. That's going to be a good one. This Dolphins team's going to be competitive. Tua's going to be fine. Let's all take a chill pill on that. All right, then comes the Sunday Night Footballs, Bears-Rams, Week 1. Got to give up to that. I mean, Matt Nagy, get ready to rock Week 1, baby. Choose your quarterback and rock with it. Let's see what he can do. What do we got? Bills, Chiefs, obviously going to be a good one. Chiefs, Ravens, going to be a great one. Packers, 49ers. I mean, folks, this first 5 weeks we can let's go all the way up to these first 7 weeks on Sunday Night Football. I want to watch the Colts and the 49ers. I want to watch the Colts, and then, let's see what the Seahawks and this early Big Ben team can do Week 6. So, man, oh man, Sunday Night Football is popping this year. Truly, there's really no bad games. The only bad game that I would say is a bad game, it's probably Cowboys-Vikings, because I don't think the Vikings are going to be good. Maybe the Cowboys will make it an entertaining game. And then Monday Night Football, can we stop with all these Raiders? I'm not a big fan of their kind of early matchup here. Eagles-Cowboys is going to be good because it's a division game. Lions-Packers will be good because it's a division game. And then really Week 5 is going to kick off Monday Night Football with the Colts and the Ravens. That's going to be a great one. So nice matchups here all along. Truly unfortunate here by this Giants team having to face the best teams in the league on prime time. So let's not all get discouraged when when the Giants lose week 8 and the Giants lose week 11, they're still a good team, folks. I'm telling you this, 6 months out, okay? The Giants are a good team here. When they lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on November 22nd, they're still a good team. Let's all take a deep breath, all right? They're still good. They're still solid. So that's the primetime schedule here in the NFL coming up. Some great matchups, some great teams. And, hey, the Dolphins have a couple. They've got, could have used a little bit more. We only got 2. But, hey, the Colts have 3. I'm all about that. And the Giants have a couple as well. The Bears have a couple. So, some real good action here on primetime. Oh, my goodness, I forgot this. Let's go here. The Thanksgiving Day game. So this is what we got on Turkey Day. We get the Bears and the Lions. Classic matchup there. But once again, the Raiders. Why are the Raiders getting into all these primetime games? They haven't even proven they can win. There's no reason why the Raiders should have more primetime games than the Dolphins, in that they should have more primetime games than the Giants or the Washington football team. There's no reason. There's no reason for this. Or even the Colts. They've got more primetime games than the Colts. What is that? How many primetime games do the Raiders have? They have no Thursday Night Football, but Thursday Night Football is like the worst of the primetime games. So they've got 1 Sunday Night Football game, 2 Monday Night Football games, and then the Thanksgiving Day game. Okay, I'm not liking it. And then the Bills Saints. So no real great games here. Bears Lions probably won't be competitive because the Lions are going to be trash this year. Raiders Cowboys. I mean, we're talking about Thanksgiving starting to get toward the kind of middle of the season, and that's where the Raiders flounder. And then the Bills Saints. I mean, Josh Allen. That's going to be a good one. Seeing Josh Allen on primetime, the Saints on primetime, but. Not the best Thanksgiving lineup. Not the best. I don't know what's going on with this Raiders team. I don't know who they paid to get all these kind of primetime games. They're trying to pay off their home stadium or something, but I'm not liking it. Alrighty, now those were all the primetime games here. Like we said, we're going to be walking through the entire schedule the next couple of days here, picking the winners of every single game and getting us ready for just kind of our very early prediction of the Super Bowl. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here with the stories of the day. And man, oh man, do we get proven right every single day. We get vindicated every day on the show, and we were just vindicated yesterday as well. So here we go. Teddy Bridgewater criticizes the Panthers' practice plans under offensive coordinator Joe Brady, saying, quote, "We didn't practice 2 minutes, really. We didn't practice red zone." And what were our biggest knocks on Teddy Bridgewater this season? He couldn't do anything at the end of halves, couldn't score points there, and he couldn't cash in 7 points on those drives. He couldn't be clutch to cash in with a touchdown, settling for field goals, not really getting past the 40-yard line because they never practiced it. So what is Matt Rule doing? You're getting rid of this quarterback because your offensive coordinator didn't have good practices and didn't kind of tailor the practices to what your stars needed, your players needed on your team. So you throw them to the curb, and then you trust Sam Darnold? Of all the quarterbacks, you trust Sam Darnold to get it done when you had proven talent in front of your face? Year 1 success, pretty much? I can't believe it. I couldn't believe what we were reading. So let's see what Teddy Bridgewater was saying here, and then we hear from Matt Rule. He's got a rebuttal. Matt Rule's got a rebuttal. This better be a good one here. So here we go. What is Teddy Bridgewater saying about this practice of not being ready for these games? Here we go. The ex-Carolina Panthers starting quarterback told the All Things Covered podcast with Patrick Peterson and Bryant McFadden that offensive coordinator Joe Brady didn't practice red zone or 2-minute offense enough last season. Quote, "As an organization, there's things you can do better. I'll just say this. For Joe Brady's growth, that organization, they'll have to practice different things in different ways. One thing we didn't do much of when I was there, we didn't practice 2 minutes, really. We didn't practice red zone. You walk through the red zone stuff, and then Saturday, you come out and practice red zone, but you'd only get like 15 live reps. Guys' reps would be limited." So once again, I mean, if you're not practicing it, you're not going to be good enough to do it in the game, folks. It's just how it is. You have to practice. That's why, football players practice, physically like every single week. That's why we hear all these draft differences on, basketball practices and football practices. Basketball practices, it's a shoot around. It's a shoot around. That's all it is. Football practice, you're going physical. You're getting at it. You're going after it every single day, folks. So, we can't fault, everybody loves to fault Teddy Bridgewater last year, but can we look at the coaching staff a little bit? Folks, like we said, Teddy Bridgewater, his passing was good. You don't have 2,000-yard receivers on your team if you're not a good passer. He just couldn't get it done in the specific scenarios that they did not practice. I wouldn't expect anybody to be good at stuff they don't practice. So why are we kind of, all clowning on Teddy Bridgewater now? I don't get it. I've been the biggest defender of Teddy Bridgewater this year because we see what is happening. We know what is happening. We know what is good of a quarterback, and we know what is bad. And the stuff that was bad, they didn't practice, folks. Give this man a break. All right, what else does he say here? Quote, I told them once the season ended, I wear big boy drawers, and I understand the nature of this business, and it's a performance-based business. I could sit out here and say, okay, Christian McCaffrey got hurt. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. You don't have to do that. I do that for you, Teddy Bridgewater. I do say that. I've been saying that. They didn't have Christian McCaffrey, and he still was getting those two wide receivers 1,000 yards when the defense is like, they got Mike Davis as the running back. He does not take the top off the defense, folks. He had like 600 yards rushing, which is solid, but not an A1 tier 1 back. Not even a kind of a solid 2 back. Do I dare put Mike Davis as kind of tier 3 running back? I don't want to be disrespectful to the man, but come on. So with all that being said, everything that we just heard from, Teddy Bridgewater saying, hey, we didn't really practice this, and I really wish we did. This was the only kind of areas that I struggled in, and we still didn't practice it. So what does that say about the coaching staff? I mean, if I'm a coach and I see a player or, player struggling in certain circumstances, that's all we're doing in practice the next day. Let's get it done. Oh, we floundered in the red zone. That's all we're doing in practice. Red zone, red zone, red zone, red zone, red zone. Let's get it right. What's the problem? Is it the schemes? Is it the plays? Is it the formation? Is it the defense that you're not reading right? Whatever it is, just tell us. I've got no problem if, you make a mistake and then we can correct it, but let's correct it. And the Panthers were never doing that. And y'all want to blame Teddy Bridgewater? Come on. So let's finish up this quote here. I could sit out here and say, okay, Christian McCaffrey got hurt. We didn't have this. We didn't have that. It doesn't matter. I look in the mirror and say, hey, you've got to tighten it up. So even, him, he's not placing the blame on. He's just explaining the entirety of the facts. These are all the facts out there. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying these were all the facts right here. I'm laying them out. I'm telling y'all what was going on there in this kind of organization with the Panthers. And, I understand. I still didn't get it done. At the end of the day, I still did not get it done. I'm taking responsibility. I'm maturing. Hey, I was never mad when y'all brought in Sam Darnold. I got it. I understand. He just said, hey, I understand this is the business. If y'all want to move off of me, that's fine. That's fine. That's y'all's decision. I think it's the wrong one, but I'm going to continue to go get better, and now I'm going to be starting for this Broncos team, and I'm going to be proving everybody wrong. I got another chip on my shoulder. So Teddy Bridgewater right here, I think it vindicates us of what we've been saying for we've been saying this for folks since last season, since, months ago. So, vindicated finally on the Teddy Bridgewater stuff. The man is good. He should be able to win the starting job in the Broncos organization. Really no problem. Especially with those wide receivers, those nice, tall, fast wide receivers. Ooh, boy, this Broncos team, baby. Yes, sir. But yeah, that's Teddy Bridgewater. That's what he says. And then Matt Rule has a little bit of rebuttal here. Matt Rule, quote, disappointed. Teddy Bridgewater was critical of Panthers practice habits. Oh, Matt Rule, you're disappointed. Oh, you let the man go. Okay? When do we, let quarterbacks go 1 year? When Josh Rosen? Was he the only one? Hey, you get 1 year. Oh, it didn't work out. You're gone now. Like I don't understand what Matt Rule was seeing in Sam Darnold when what is so much different than Sam Darnold than Teddy Bridgewater that you think you've seen enough from 1 year. And we've heard kind of Matt Rule say, once he got injured, once Teddy Bridgewater got kind of injured a little late in the season against the Bucs, he twisted his ankle. Matt Rule said, he never really kind of looked the same after that season because he was, coming back from the injury. So we have Teddy Bridgewater, who didn't have a running back, whose offensive coordinator was not doing the specific things that Teddy Bridgewater was struggling on, not doing that during practice. We had Teddy Bridgewater get a little bit of an injury, a little bit of an ankle injury throughout the season, but then you still get rid of him for Sam Darnold? For Sam Darnold? If you did it for, Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford, or maybe even Jared Goff. I don't know about Jared Goff, but maybe let's just throw him in there. If you did it for any of one of those other three quarterbacks, I would have had no problem. I would have said, all right, I probably would have done the same thing. Give me the proven great talent. Give me the potential. Well, Matt Stafford didn't have, the playoff wins, but, Aaron Rodgers did. But yeah, I'm going to take those talents, those supreme proven talents for years. I mean, we're talking decades, folks, decade. And Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the decade. So I'm going to take the proven talent. So I would have had no problem with that. But Sam Darnold, who's already been kind of ruined by that Jets team, I can't get behind that. So let's see what Matt Rule is saying here. Why is he disappointed? Let's see. Let me pause this video so it doesn't just keep scrolling with me. And websites, if I'm scrolling, I'm trying to get away from the video. Don't keep it scrolling lower and lower as I go. I'm trying to get away from the video. Jeez. All right, but let's go back to this quote here. Panthers coach Matt Rule took issue with the critiques from his former quarterback, saying he was disappointed that Bridgewater didn't feel good about the club's practice methods. Okay. Quote, I'm not going to delve into specifics about our process. Some of that is specific to us. But I feel really good about our preparation and the amount of work our coaches put in and the amount of work our players put in, the amount of practice work. I think we push them in a really smart way. Well, you're not. Are you not hearing what your former player is saying? I mean, why do we have exit interviews in just real jobs? To know what you can do better. So, if you're hearing criticisms, maybe you should look in a little bit further. Now, if you want to say this publicly, hey, there's no problem here. I like a process. That's fine. I understand, this is kind of what you have to say. You can't be like, oh yeah, Teddy Bridgewater was right. Our offense coordinator wasn't really that good, because your offense coordinator is still there and Teddy Bridgewater is not in your organization anymore. So you always have to favor on what you have there in your organization. So if you're, that's, another issue we run into of, we run into of public comments is, you have to say some stuff. Sometimes you just have to say what's best for, the brand, the organization, yourself, everything like that. So if that's what Matt Rule is doing here, that's fine, I guess. But, we still don't like it. So, I mean, if you're hearing criticisms from former players, you got to look inward a little bit and see, is there some truth to that? Because everything else that we saw from Teddy Bridgewater this season was good. Those two instances that he brought up, we saw ourselves, folks. It's not like we didn't see those and now we're like, oh, that makes sense, so we're gonna rock with it. No, folks, we've been saying that. Folks, we've got archives of the show. You can go on every single show. We almost say it daily, honestly, because we talk about the Panthers so much, but that was the only thing wrong with Teddy Bridgewater, folks, and he just outlined why it was wrong. And it makes sense. No? If you aren't practicing, you're not going to get it done in the game. Simple. How many times do you think they practiced that Philly special? You think it was only once? Folks? I can guarantee you it wasn't, because it worked so flawlessly. Now, the trick pass to Tom Brady catching the ball in the Super Bowl, that maybe only practiced once, because Tom Brady, the Butterfingers, you think he'd be ready for that, no? All right, another quote here. Anything else? Nope, this is the same Teddy Bridgewater one. And then we get this one right here. Okay. Matt Rule didn't criticize Bridgewater's play, calling the quarterback, quote, the ultimate competitor and a great dude during Wednesday's media session. The coach sounded more like a disappointed dad. And don't say that, Matt Rule never criticized Teddy Bridgewater, because literally at the end of the season, I think after the last game, I tried to bring up the article and I just could not find it or the specific quote, but it was, Matt Rule saying, hey, Teddy Bridgewater's got a lot to improve on. He's got to get better. So, he is still, criticizing Teddy Bridgewater. It just wasn't last night, but Rule didn't criticize Bridgewater's play, calling the quarterback the ultimate competitor and a great dude. Now, he has been consistent on that. We've been hearing, Matt Rule has always said that Teddy Bridgewater is just a great guy. He's a great human being. You can talk to him. He understands everything. He gets it. He's a great competitor. So, yeah, we do get that. I mean, that is something that Matt Rule has really been consistent on throughout the entire season. Quote here, when you have 140 guys in the locker room, guys will disagree on some things sometimes. You can't ask everyone to agree with everything. That's true. but I feel really good about what we do. I want to make sure to say I feel really good about the way we practice in our process. I'm disappointed to hear he didn't feel the same way. So, little disappointed there. Matt Rule is in Teddy Bridgewater, but at the end of the day, I mean, does it matter? I mean, it didn't matter. You still moved off of him. So Teddy Bridgewater shouldn't kind of be like, oh, he's disappointed in me. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, who cares? He let you go. He didn't believe in you. So go out and show this Broncos team what you can do, because the Broncos obviously believe in him because they didn't draft another quarterback. They're gonna rock with Drew Lock as the backup. That's fine. Okay. So that's where we are with the Matt Rule and Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater just didn't get enough practice. So, hey, Broncos, better listen to the man. Get it done in the practice. Practice the 2-minute drill. Practice the red zone. Get it done so Teddy Bridgewater can have success. So Matt Rule's disappointed. Teddy Bridgewater is telling us what went wrong. And we were vindicated. That's the that's the summary of that segment, folks. We were vindicated. That's all that's the only reason why we brought it up. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Packers signed quarterback Blake Bortles. Now, a little interesting here. I'm not gonna tie this into the quarterback controversy of Aaron Rodgers not being there this season. I still think he's gonna play there for the rest of his career. I mean, folks, we hear about this Aaron Rodgers talk, unhappy, all this, blah, 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 every single year, and he's still there with the Packers at the end of the day. But what is kind of interesting here is that they signed Blake Bortles, who is kind of a big name backup, and they just drafted Jordan Love. So Jordan Love may not be that great. He may not have kind of panned out the way that the Packers were kind of hoping he would, because why bring in like a big backup name of Blake Bortles? He's been a starter. He's been the backup. He's, kind of one of the best backups out there. So really kind of interesting, because now Blake Bortles, in my opinion, is QB number 2 here for the Packers, where, you still have Jordan Love. So seems to be a little bit of a swing and a miss here on Jordan Love, in my opinion, because if Jordan Love was truly kind of working out and looking really good, you would have just gotten, kind of another kind of prospect backup, and not Blake Bortles, who's kind of proven to come in and get it done off the bench a little bit. Let's bring up his stats. Can we get his stats? Is he a game winner? He's got the big name, obviously. He's been a starter. But was he winning as a backup? Let's see what he's got. He took the 2017 Jags to 10-6. Not bad. 3-9 the year after that, though, in 2018. So not the best wins here. 3-11, 3-10, 5-11, 3-13. He had one good year of 10-6. So I guess not the best. 24-49 in his career. Ooh, yikes. 59% completion percentage. 103 touchdowns, 75 interceptions. So not the greatest, but a backup. I mean, that's what a backup is. Those are backup numbers. So yeah, just real kind of interesting here that they choose Blake Bortles and not kind of, one of these kind of, big kind of project quarterbacks that, a quarterback number 3 should be, honestly. So just kind of interesting here that they take Blake Bortles. Jordan Love must not be panning out that well. Alrighty, Matt Nagy. Let's talk about him now. Matt Nagy realizes the Bears need to have a successful entry plan for quarterback Justin Fields. Well, of course you do. Of course you do. He should be the starter. There shouldn't be, a plan. There shouldn't be a successful entry plan. It should just be he's the starter. What are we doing here? So let's see what the quote is here from Matt Nagy. What is he trying to say? So Nagy has not offered any answers as to how it will play out, but did make it clear that he realizes particular focuses need to be given on how Fields is introduced to the NFL action and perhaps the starting lineup. Quote, "We are in a position right now where the 3 quarterbacks that we have, we know that we got to put a really good plan together for all 3 of those guys." No, you don't. No, Matt Nagy, please don't say that. Matt Nagy, I thought we were starting to get on the same page. We were starting to root for you. We were starting to say, okay, the Bears are real contenders. We just talked about you when we were going over the schedule. We said you were in some good games. We were excited about you on Primetime. But you do not need a plan together for Nick Foles to play. You don't need that. You tried that last year, and Mitch Trubisky, folks, if Mitch Trubisky is better than you, you can never play in this league again. It's just that simple. So, Matt Nagy, please, no. And Andy Dalton, he had his chance. That was the best opportunity for Andy Dalton to succeed in, and he floundered big time. Big time. He couldn't even win the division past 7 wins. Come on, you're going to give Andy Dalton another shot? No. Matt Nagy, Nick Foles, and Andy Dalton are backups. You've got your guy. If Justin Fields doesn't work, then he doesn't work, but you have to go and take the chance on him now. Oh, I'm already not liking this quote. I don't even want to finish it, but let's keep going. Jeez, Matt Nagy, man. I don't know about this dude anymore. We try, folks. We've given him all the benefits of the doubts, folks. Now we're out of benefits. There's doubts now. All right, so we are in a position right now where with the 3 quarterbacks that we have, we know that we got to put a really good plan together for all 3 of those guys. No. The obvious one here with the draft just happening is with Justin Fields and us going up with him. Yes, that is it. You're saying it. Now say it. Say it like affirmatively, confirmingly. Not, hey, we got this. We could do this. Just say we're doing this. This is it. Take control, Matt Nagy. You're the head coach. Or are you kind of Robert Saleh, who kind of forgot, oh, I'm actually the head coach now. I'm not just a defensive coordinator. Matt Nagy, take reins of the horse. Whip that horse. Let's get it done. All right. The obvious one here with the draft just happening is with Justin Fields, and that's going up to get him. We know what we have sitting in front of us with him. We got to make sure that he has a successful entry plan, and we don't know how it's going to look. Oh, my God. You don't know how it's going to look. This is how it looks. The first practice, he steps into your kind of training facility. Hey, Justin Fields, Matt Nagy, great to meet you again. You're the starter. Congrats. Here's the playbook. Get to work. That's the plan. I will work with you. Here's the playbook. Let's get going. Let's get it going. You're the starter. That's how the plan is. I don't know how complicated this needs to be, Matt Nagy. All right, we got to make sure that he has a successful entry plan, and we don't know how that's going to look. But at the same point in time, we have Andy Dalton on our roster. You should never have a transition in a sentence saying, but at the same time and point, we have Andy Dalton in our roster. No, who cares? He's a third stringer in this league. Don't play with me. This man is absolutely not good. Andy's come in here and done a really good job in those Oh my God! I cannot believe Matt Nagy just said those words. I cannot believe what this man just said. And we have Andy Dalton on our roster. Andy's come in here and done a really good job in these Zoom meetings. He's impressed you, and now you want to rock with him as your starting quarterback in this league? What are we talking about, folks? This is worse than what Nick Sirianni said, that he judges NFL draft talent on rock, paper, scissors for their competitiveness. This is worse, and we said that was like one of the worst things we've ever heard. Oh my gosh, Matt Nagy, all the work that you have done to kind of start getting us on your side again has instantly been washed away. What the hell is the phrasing, the wording that he's using right here? Oh my goodness, this is insane. I did not think it was going to be like this, folks. When I prepped the show, I did not believe this statement was going to be this wild. But it is. Here we are. Wild. Andy's come in here and done a really good job in these Zoom meetings. I cannot believe this man said that. He's looking good in the Zoom meetings, so we're going to rock with him as QB1? Oh my goodness. Well, I saw him on the field, not through a computer screen. I saw him on the field last year with that Cowboys stacked offensive roster, and he floundered. I don't need a Zoom meeting to see that. Andy's come in here and done a really good job in these Zoom meetings, and he's really excited to be a big part of this and see what he can do with us. It is unique. It's going to be different. Oh goodness, this is going to be unique and different with Andy Dalton. I don't want to bring folks. When has anything ever been unique and interesting with Andy Dalton? Please tell me. Because this is Andy Dalton. Are y'all ready? 9-7, 10-6, lose the playoffs. 11-5, lose the first round of the playoffs. 10-5-1, lose the first round of the playoffs. 10-3, lose the first round of the playoffs. 6-9-1, not even make the playoffs. 7-9, maybe make the playoffs, but it's trash. 5-6, absolutely garbage. 2-11, 4-5. That's Andy Dalton. And you want to talk about unique and him doing good in Zoom meetings? I cannot believe this. I cannot believe what this man just said. It's unique. It's going to be different. I swear to gosh, Matt Nagy, if Justin Fields is not the week 1 starter, there's no hope for Matt Nagy. Get him out of the Bears. He doesn't know quarterback talent. He doesn't know what a quarterback needs to do to win in this league, and he can't coach up garbage quarterbacks. So get this man out of the league. He doesn't know talent in front of him. He does not gauge talent well. Wow. Alrighty, so now we're back off of Matt Nagy. We're back off of him. Done with him. What the hell was that? Oh my goodness, Bears fans, I would be miserable right now if I were y'all, honestly. I thought we were making strides with Matt Nagy, and then this quote. We got to move on because I'm about to go insane just reading that. I don't get it. I do not get anything that he just said. It doesn't make any sense. All right, but let's head over to some NBA stories. Let's get back into it now. Another huge game by the Lakers last night, coming down to the wire. Not great, especially against the Rockets, but they come out in the clutch, and that's kind of good, honestly. These last 2 games basically winning by like the last shot, winning very narrowly. So, seeing that this Lakers team can get it done in the clutch, that's actually huge going into the playoffs. That's what this Lakers team needs to be able to close out the games. Winning without LeBron James. Other players besides LeBron James being clutch, and here's Kyle Kuzma with the kind of game-winning bucket there with 10 seconds left, driving layup. So fantastic there. This Lakers team, yes, they, not blowout wins, and, that's unfortunate against teams that they should be blowing out, but another huge kind of good win and a green flag that we've been seeing over these last 2 games. Players stepping up. Taylor Horton-Tucker, Kyle Kuzma, both hitting clutch shots at the end of games, and that's what we're talking about. So I think these are kind of better wins than blowout wins. Getting it done in the clutch without LeBron James, having these other guys, these other players, these other role players on this Lakers team that's not LeBron James, Anthony Davis. They are getting it done in the clutch, and that's the best thing to happen for this Lakers team. So yeah, they didn't blow out the Rockets. I really don't care. This is more impressive to me, honestly. Honestly, getting it done at the end of the game, when you're down, when you're losing, to go and get the win at home. Huge green flags here for this Lakers team. So watch out for this Lakers team. Come the playoffs, folks. They're ready to rock. Just need LeBron James back. Everybody's good to go. We just saw Anthony Davis with a great performance, and then we get Taylor Horton-Tucker and Kyle Kuzma getting it done clutchly these last 2 games for them. So well done to the Lakers last night. All right, James Harden, he's back with the Nets. They win. Bingo, bango. Kyrie Irving didn't play, and they still win because James Harden is that good. And James Harden had this to say, not to brag or anything, but I'm really good at this game. And that was James Harden being asked, being questioned on being able to come back so quickly after his hamstring injury. But, this man was the MVP frontrunner. He would have been the MVP, hands down, no doubt, no debate, if he stayed healthy. He would have been able to kind of double-digit assists, 25 points a game, and folks, they probably would have been first in the Eastern Conference. So we know James Harden is the huge reason why this Nets team is consistent and good, and he's back in the starting lineup finally, and they're back to winning games consistently. So love seeing that. All right, and then the last story to talk about here is Victor Oladipo. He is out for the season, unfortunately. He went and undergone season-ending surgery on his right quadriceps tendon. So truly unfortunate here. It was just a couple of weeks ago when, he got injured, and, it was just like, all right, he's out for the road trip, and then, he'll be good to go after that. And then the road trip ended, and we didn't hear anything. Everything was silent, and now we get this, a couple of games couple days left of the regular season. So it's good that the Heat don't need him to win. I mean, they've been winning without him, and I really didn't think he added that much to just the overall team. He's a good scorer, and that's, something obviously every team needs. Made him a little bit deeper as well. Kendrick Nunn can come off the bench, or Duncan Robinson can come off the bench. So that was kind of the biggest part of having Victor Oladipo on your team. It was just really the depth. But unfortunate. They didn't really win games with him. They kind of struggled with him in the starting lineup of really how he fit into the system. So maybe it's kind of a blessing that he got injured and is out for the season. Obviously, I want everybody to be healthy. That's not what I'm saying. It's just, if he came back right now, I really think it would kind of interrupt the flow a little bit, and then they would have to kind of relearn how to win with him on the roster. So this may be a little bit of a good sign here for the Heat. We'll see how, the end of the season plays out and, how far they make it. But at the 4th seed currently here in the Eastern Conference, or the 5th seed now since the Hawks won last night. But, yeah, I mean, I think they're a little bit better right now this season. Now, having Victor Oladipo next season, having the entire offseason to get him kind of acclimated and to see how y'all can win with him on your team, that's for next season. But I think for this season, I think it's maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise, honestly. But we'll see how the Heat play out the rest of the regular season in the playoffs. But Victor Oladipo is out for the rest of the year. Alrighty, those were all the stories we needed to talk about today, so let's head over to the NBA. We'll quickly break down what happened last night. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll start predicting the entire year of the NFL to upcome. We have a nice interactive schedule here. It tracks all of our picks. It tracks in real time the records, so we can kind of see as we're progressing through weeks 12, 13, 14, we'll start to see really who's going to be kind of at the top of their division, who's really going to get it done at the end of the year to really kind of, either make it into the playoffs or try to, get to that number 1 seed. So we've got this. We're going to be doing this for the next couple of days, but it's going to be great, interactive. We can kind of track the progress throughout the entire year, and we'll kind of make our really early prediction of who is going to be the 2022 Super Bowl champions this year. So we've got that coming up on the show. We'll do a couple of weeks every single day, probably about 2 weeks every single day. And, we'll be out of here in, about 8 days with our official winner. But let's go to the NBA first. Another loss here for the Wizards against the Hawks again. Another kind of close loss again. Russell Westbrook did he get the triple-double? No, he was short on the rebounds. But, another great performance by Russell Westbrook that unfortunately results in a very close loss. Exactly what we've been saying about Russell Westbrook. Basically forever. Yes, the triple-doubles are great, but it doesn't really result in the wins, and they're losing close here. So it's still great with Russell Westbrook, but they definitely need Bradley Beal, another kind of clutch closer for them, because Russell Westbrook can't do it himself out here, losing twice against the Hawks. The Wizards are still, 10th seed here. Basically have it. Bulls basically eliminated here. So we're, from this point out, it's the top 10 here in the East and West. Nobody else outside of the top 10 is going to get into the top 10. It's just, there's not enough games to be played. So Wizards are still at number 10, and they're seeming to be looking like they are going to be locked into that spot, because now they are a game and a half out of that 9th seed. Remember, a couple of days ago, they were the 9th seed. Then they lost to the Hawks. Pacers won. They lost to the Hawks again. And now a game and a half back from that 9th seed. So Wizards, they're going to be in that kind of 10 seed. Going to have to win 2 games to get into the playoffs. And we'll see if Russell Westbrook can get it done then. But let's go to this Hawks team here. Trae Young, 33 points. Yes, sir. 9 assists, 8 rebounds, getting it done. 2 of 8 from 3, not the greatest, but I'll take those 33 points all day. Bogdanovich, 20 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 rebounds, 8 of 15 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, getting it done. Always reliable there. Clint Capella, 17 points, 11 rebounds. Monster game by him. Great defense as well. 2 blocks. Trae Young had 5 he had 5 turnovers. Never mind. Misread the category. But yeah, Clint Capella, potential defense player of the year. I'd give it to him. I don't know about Rudy Gobert. I don't know about him. John Collins, 18.6 rebounds. He's been real consistent. I mean, folks, this really starting roster for this Hawks team has been absolutely magnificent here these last 5-6 games. And then Kevin Huerter at the 3, the only one that kind of floundered last night. 6 points on 33% shooting, 1 of 5 from the 3. 6 rebounds, 3 assists to go along with that. Off the bench, nothing great. We got Onyeka Okongwu, 11 points and 4 rebounds off the bench in only 10 minutes. That was good. Danilo Gallinari, though, 4 points on 5 shots. Lou Williams only playing 13 minutes, 4 points on 5 shots. So once again, they have the ability to score well off the bench. We just haven't really been seeing it recently or consistently. So this Hawks team is really relying on their starting 5, and they have been getting it done. That's why they've been winning. But in the playoffs, once it comes down to the second series in the Eastern Conference Finals, they are going to have to get more production from their bench. So we'll see how they play in the playoffs. That's probably their biggest weakness right now is their bench. Alrighty, now the Wizards. Russell Westbrook, 34 points, 15 assists, only 5 rebounds. He had 4 turnovers, not terrible, and then 4 of 9 from 3. So he actually had a real great game. Unfortunately, couldn't come up clutch again. Raul Neto, 14 points on 50% shooting. Alex Len, 6 points, 10 rebounds. Rui Hachimura, 11 points, 6 rebounds. And Garrison Matthews, 3 points on 4 shots. So once again, there's really nothing great in this starting lineup consistently, especially without Bradley Beal. But once again, they did get great bench contribution here. Davis Bertans, 14 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 4 of 10 from 3. And then Daniel Gafford, 16 points, 4 rebounds on 72% on 11 shots. So they were getting kind of bailed out by their bench again. And now, once Bradley Beal comes back, hopefully the bench can continue to get it done, because that's really all this Wizards team is missing. We can rely on Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal in the starting lineup. Rui Hachimura gives us maybe 10. Raul Neto hopefully gives us 10. And then that bench needs to step it up. Davis Bertans, Daniel Gafford, Ish Smith, Robin Lopez. Let's see if they can kind of get it done in the playoffs. But Wizards lose last night. Close loss, 120-116. Alrighty, Nets Spurs now. Nets get the win here. Nice double-digit win, 128-116. Let's start here with the Nets. Is James Harden back to his old self? Well, kind of, but he's not in the starting lineup. So this is the starting lineup that they went with. Mike James at the 1, Landry Shamet at the 2, Kevin Durant at the 3, Bruce Brown at the 4, and Blake Griffin with the 5. So let's talk about the starters, and then we'll talk about everybody else off the bench, including James Harden. But Mike James at the 1, 12 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. Not bad. Not bad. Mike James has really been exploding here, so shout out to him to really kind of make himself known out here. Very well done. Landry Shamet, 21 points, 5 of 7 from 3. Fantastic. Blake Griffin at the 5, 13 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 of 3 from the 3. Bruce Brown, 14 points, 11 rebounds. And then Kevin Durant, 14 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. He actually had a really lackluster scoring night, only 40%. We really don't see that too often. But the bench got it done. Nicholas Mother-loving Claxton, baby, a huge piece of this team. They're going to need him deep off in the playoffs, especially if they have to face the Bucks and the 76ers. Nicholas Claxton is truly going to have to step up heavily here, and he has been doing it this season, so I've got no kind of problems that he won't do it in the playoffs. But Nicholas Claxton, 18 points, 5 rebounds on 87% shooting. Then we get Jeff Green, 16 points, and then James Harden, 25 minutes off the bench, 18 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds, exactly what he's kind of been doing before he got injured, and he's still getting it done. The most assists, and it came off the bench. Gave James Harden all the credit. That's what we do. So well done to the Nets last night. And then the Spurs, I mean, they don't really have to win anymore. They're kind of locked into that 10th seed now. So they're kind of like, all right, we don't really care. We don't really care. Beat us. We don't care. So the Spurs last night, anybody do good? DeMar DeRozan with the 21 points, 5 assists. Keldon Johnson, 7 points. Jacob Poeltl, 5 points. Lonnie Walker, 9 points. Lackluster starting roster. And then DeJounte Murray at the 2, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He got it done. So him and DeMar DeRozan got it done. Anything good off the bench? Off the bench, Patty Mills, 15 points. We'll take that. Rudy Gay, 10 points, 5 rebounds. We'll take that. But overall, just come up a little short by 12 against the Nets. All right, Celtics, Cavs. I mean, everybody was out for the Celtics last night. Kemba Walker took the night off. They still don't have Jaylen Brown. Marcus Smart took the night off as well, so we definitely didn't expect them to win. They were still favorites for some reason. I don't know. But they lose last night. Tremont Waters, 7 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Aaron Nesmith, 8 points. I mean, Aaron Nesmith getting into the starting lineup and floundering. He had 7 rebounds. I'll take that, but 8 points on 30% shooting. 0-4 from the 3. Come on, we need you. We need you. Big time. Tristan Thompson, 10.7 rebounds. Jason Tatum, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He shot 1 of 6 from 3, not the greatest. Evan Fournier, only 15 points, 4 rebounds. I mean, Evan Fournier, can you please step it up? I mean, we just saw him have a good couple of games, but, when there's no Kemba, no Jaylen Brown, this is what we need. We need Evan Fournier to go up and put up the 25-plus points. He only put up 15 last night. So, little disappointing performance by everybody besides Jason Tatum. But, once again, he only shot 42%. Could have been a little bit better. And then off the bench, Peyton Pritchard, finally, thank goodness, 15 points, second leading scorer of the squad. 7 rebounds to go along with that. 4 of 9 from the 3. So, Peyton Pritchard, man, definitely going to be the key here. Aaron Nesmith, we need him. Let's see if he shows up. But without all their other good players, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, of course they're going to lose. And they lost to the Cavs last night. Kevin Love put up 30 points and 14 rebounds. He shot 6 of 9 from 3. Jeez Louise. Colin Sexton put up 28 points, 8 assists. Isaac Okoro put up 15 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. So they made it work without Darius Garland. Colin Sexton's always reliable. Jared Allen, 8 points, 10 rebounds. Classic game there. And they're able to get the win. So nothing else great off the bench. Anderson Varejao is still playing 3 minutes, 4 points on 4 shots. So well done by the Cavs stepping it up in a kind of meaningless game, and the Celtics still losing. So not the greatest look for the Celtics. Alrighty, Mavericks and the Pelicans. Now Mavericks get the win, 125-107. Pelicans now officially eliminated from the playoffs, which we already knew. Nobody was playing, so Nickeil Alexander-Walker in the starting lineup, 13 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 of 5 from the 3. Not the greatest night from him last night, but second leading scorer, third leading scorer, tied for third. Eric Bledsoe led the team in scoring at 15 points. Jackson Hayes also led the team in scoring with 15 points and 6 rebounds. I love watching that man mother loving play, folks. And then just nothing else good. So another season where we don't see Zion in the playoffs. Womp, womp. And then the Mavericks now getting back on track. Very well done. Luka Doncic at the 1. 33 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2. And the second leading scorer for the squad. 27 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Get this man, 6th man of the year. Truly stepping it up in the starting lineup because they have to kind of rearrange everything. But he gets it done, so fantastic there. Kristaps Porzingis back in the starting lineup at the 4 still. Dwight Powell here at the 5, 12 points, 8 rebounds. Porzingis at the 4, 19 points, 5 rebounds. And then Dorian Finney-Smith still at the 3, 9 points, 5 rebounds. So Tim Hardaway Jr. getting it done. Luka Doncic getting it done. Basically, all the starters getting it done. Nothing great off the bench because Tim Hardaway Jr. is now not off the bench, so that's why the bench is lackluster. But they get the win over the Pelicans. Very well done. All right, now the Blazers and the Jazz, and the Blazers get the win. Very well done. That was our only moneymaker pick of last night. Blazers plus 2.5, and they go out and win outright. So fantastic there. Still more concerns for this Jazz team. We'll talk about it. And then for the Blazers, very well done to keep that 5th seed, especially with the Mavericks winning and the Lakers winning. So if the Blazers lost last night, they had the opportunity to fall back down to that 7th seed. So absolutely huge game for the Blazers to win last night, and they went out and won it 105-98. So shout out to the Blazers. We'll start with them first. Damian Lillard, 30 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, 3 of 9 from 3. We'll take it. CJ McCollum, 26 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. This is how they have to play. Damian Lillard needs to be the main scorer, and then CJ McCollum there. So that's exactly what we've been getting over these last 9 games or 10 games. That's why they're 8-2, 9-1 over the last 10. And then Nurkic at the 5, 11 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. Yes, sir. Get it done. Didn't shoot well, 3 of 14 down low, but we'll take those 15 rebounds. Robert Covington, floundered here, 5 points, 7 rebounds, but he only took 3 shots. And then Norman Powell also floundered, 7 points, 4 rebounds on 27% shooting on 11 shots. Luckily, Carmelo Anthony was in his bag last night, putting up 18 points off the bench, but another lackluster performance by Anthony Simons, only 3 points on 3 shots, and Enes Kanter, 5 points. We need more scoring coming off the bench. They don't have a lot of bench players here that they play consistently. So it really just comes down to all the starters, and if Carmelo Anthony has a good night, which we've been seeing really shaky, really ever since the trade deadline, he hasn't really been the same. So good win by the Blazers, but Damian Lillard is the main reason why they're winning all these games. And now let's go to the Jazz now. Once again, no Donovan Mitchell, no Mike Conley, so it's only Bogdanovich and Jordan Clarkson, and Bogdanovich had a bad game. That's why they lose. That's why they don't even put up 100 points, folks. So here we go. Joe Ingles, 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 of 9 from the 3. Royce O'Neal still at the 2 points on 1 of 8 from the field. Jeez Louise. Rudy Gobert, 15 points, 20 rebounds. Classic Rudy Gobert game. Great rebounding numbers. Georges Niang at the 4, still lackluster at the points, only 11. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, 12 points. He's been putting up 40, 30, 20, but 12 points right here is not going to get it done. So Jordan Clarkson was the leading scorer off the bench, which really doesn't surprise us. We know the only main offense of this Jazz team without all their players, it's just Jordan Clarkson and Bogdanovich putting up the points. And when Bogdanovich is light on the points, nobody else is there to step it up. So that's why they lose the games, folks. So truly concerning here for this Jazz team heading into the playoffs. Hopefully Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley can get right for the first playoff series and try to get this team back on track. But Jordan Clarkson off the bench, 29 points a shot, while last night 64% from the field, 3 of 8 from the 3 assists and 4 rebounds, but they still lose. So nothing else great off the bench, and Bogdanovich flounders. So the Blazers get the win. And then the last game of the night, the Lakers and the Rockets. We showed you the buzzer beater, well, not the buzzer beater, but the last shot there by Kuzma to get the win. So Kyle Kuzma still coming off the bench, though. This is what's so kind of mysterious about Kyle Kuzma, is that he's very hit and miss, and he does kind of step it up when when there's no pressure on him. That's when we expect Kyle Kuzma to step up, when he's coming off the bench, not in the starting lineup, when LeBron James isn't on the floor. That's where this man steps up. When Anthony Davis isn't on the floor, that's when this man steps up. So well done for Kyle Kuzma, but can we get it done when everybody's healthy and they need you? We'll see. We'll see what he does in the playoffs. But Talen Horton-Tucker at the starting one here, 23 points, led the team in scoring, 10 assists, led the team in assists, 2 rebounds, and he shot 56%. So Talen Horton-Tucker, very well done, getting it done. KCP, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Andre Drummond, 20 points, 10 rebounds, getting it done when he's the only big on the floor. That's fantastic. Markieff Morris, 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Wesley Matthews to round out the starters, 5 points, 3 rebounds. All right, and then out the bench, like we said, Kyle Kuzma, 19 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. Had an absolutely wonderful night last night, but, not everybody was playing, so kind of weird. Montrezl Harrell, 16 points, well done by him, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. And then Alfonso McKinney, 10 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Ben McLemore, 7 points on 3 of 6 from the field. So Ben McLemore still shooting all right out here. We'll like to see him step it up a little bit more, but overall they get the win. So shout out to the Lakers. And then the Rockets, Kelly Olynyk, leading scorer, 24 points. Armani Brooks also had 24 points off the bench. Kelly Olynyk, 8 assists and 6 rebounds will go along with that. Kenyon Martin, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Deshaun Tate, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Kiri Thomas, 4 points, 11 assists, though. He shot 16%, jeez. And DJ Augustine, not the best, 28% shooting for only 8 points. But very close game by the Rockets, keeping it close. Unfortunately, Kyle Kuzma got it in the way. Alrighty, let's, can we go over this real quick? We gotta, let's fit this in. Alrighty, let's do our moneymaker for tonight's action. We're down the stretch here. We're taking everything we've learned and applying it here. That's why our moneymakers have been hitting pretty well. We got primetime games on, so here we go. This is the lineup for tonight. We got the Clippers and the Hornets, the Bucks and the Pacers, the Spurs and the Knicks, the Magic and the Hawks, the 76ers and the Heat, 7:30 TNT, going to be a great one. Kings, Grizzlies, Bulls, Raptors, Nuggets, Timberwolves, and then the late game, Blazers, Suns. Ooh, another tough game for the Blazers here, knowing that they really have to keep winning if they want to keep above water in the kind of playoffs and not get into the play-in tournament. So, Blazers, Suns, 10 o'clock TNT, going to be an absolute great one. So, let's get these lines up to date. Let's get our moneymaker odds good to go, and then we'll start talking about the value and where it is and how to make money tonight. So, first game up is the Bucks and the Pacers. Bucks -8, Pacers +8. Everybody's going to go for the Bucks. And for the Pacers, Jeremy Lamb is out, Malcolm Brogdon is out, Miles Turner's out, Edmund Sumner out, and Aaron Holiday is a game time decision. So we're going to stay away from this one just because we know the Bucks are a little spotty here. They just lost the other night against the Spurs, big time. They beat the Magic by 12. So we're gonna stay away from this one. Just see what the Bucks do this game. Shouldn't be a problem winning the game, but gonna stay away from the 8-point spread here. Pacers still have the ability to get into the top 8 here for 2 chances at the play-in tournament. So potential for an upset there with the +8. We'll stay away from Bucks Pacers. All right, then we get the Clippers and the Hornets. Clippers -8, Hornets +8, another 8-point spread here. Serge Ibaka and Amir Coffey are out for the Clippers. And then for the Hornets, just Gordon Hayward is out. Caleb Martin is a game time decision. Cody Martin is out. And Miles Bridges is also out. So this Hornets team has lost their last 2 games, but they kept it close against the Nuggets. Only lost by 5 the other night, and only lost by 2 against the Pelicans. So, yes, they have lost their last 2 games, but, you know what? Like we just said about the Pacers, they had the chance to get up to that number 8 seed, and the Hornets are the number 8 seed, so they'd be losing it. So, a huge game here for the Hornets. We're going to take them +8. We think they keep it close here. They may not win, but they keep it close because they know if they keep losing games here, they're going to have to be one and done, and they have to face the Wizards round 1, and that's not going to be good. Give this Hornets team 2 chances to get into the playoffs. That's going to be what they're looking for. So Hornets at home +8. We'll take it. They keep it close. All right, next game up is the Spurs and the Knicks. Spurs +5.5. Knicks -5.5. Ooh, interesting. All right, so for the Spurs, Derek White is out and Trey Lyles is a game time decision. And then for the Knicks, Derrick Rose, game time decision. Alec Burks, game time decision. Reggie Bullock, game time game time decision, and Mitchell Robinson is out. So this Knicks team is very good. We know this, but we cannot get a read on this Spurs team. They just lost last night. They are kind of locked into this 10th seed. Are they trying to still win? This Knicks team trying to get back up to that 4th seed. So I believe the Knicks do win, but I don't want to take the spread here because the Spurs are just such wild cards. So we'll stay away from this spread. But the Knicks should win. They should win. I just don't like the spread. Alrighty, then let's go to the Magic and the Hawks. Magic plus 12, Hawks minus 12. I'm not swallowing 12 points there with the Hawks. Not doing that. So let's move on to the 76ers and the Heat now. 76ers plus 2, Heat minus 2. Interesting here. Let's see if everybody's good to go here for the 76ers team. Joel Embiid is a game time decision. Gary Clark, game time decision. Shake Milton, game time decision. Furkan Korkmaz, game time decision. And Matisse Thybulle, game time decision. So a lot of question marks there. And then for the Heat, Jimmy Butler, game time decision. Ooh, interesting there. So this is going to be a great game to watch. 76ers trying to keep pace. If they win this game, it's basically a wrap-up for them for the number 1 seed. And the Heat, they have the ability to try to get up to that 4th seed. I mean, the Hawks, Heat, and Knicks are all competing for the 4th, 5th, and 6th seed, just the ordering here. So coming down to the wire, close spread here. We'll see if the Heat can get it done. Too many question marks here against the 76ers. I'm assuming some of these players aren't going to play since they're kind of underdogs here at plus 2. So we're going to stay away from 76ers and the Heat. Should be a good one to watch, though. Alrighty, here we go. Ooh, do we get tested? We are getting tested on our Timberwolves love here. Nuggets, Timberwolves at home. Nuggets minus 4, Timberwolves plus 4. Okay, interesting here. Let's see who's all good to go here for these teams. So for the Nuggets, Will Barton is out. Monte Morris is a game time decision, and PJ Dozier is out. And then for the Timberwolves, just Malik Beasley is out. So this Nuggets team coming off of a win of the Hornets, and the Timberwolves coming off a 2-game winning streak against the Pistons and the Magic. Really lackluster team. So we love the Timberwolves. We do. We've been taking them. We've been betting them. I do think the Nuggets do win. The Nuggets are trying to... What are they trying to do here in the Western Conference? Keep the number 4 seed, potentially get up to the 3rd. I mean, they could be the 3rd, folks. They're only a game out of the Clippers there. So we'll see what the Nuggets can do. They can't really fall back any. They're going to be either 4 or 3 here. So they're going to probably try. I mean, they're obviously going to try for the win here, obviously, to try and get to that number 3 seed. But we're going to stay away from this one. I do love the Timberwolves, but it's getting put to the test a little bit here. I think I'm a little torn, so let's just stay away from Timberwolves Nuggets. All right, then we get the Raptors and the Bulls. Raptors plus 10, Bulls minus 10. While the Raptors are 1,000% done this year, they're resting everybody. Kyle Lowry's out, Fred VanVleet out, Aaron Baines is out, Paul Watson's out, but also the Bulls are done as well. I've got no interest in this Bulls team anymore, so we will stay away from Raptors Bulls. 2 trash teams with really nothing to play for anymore. How unfortunate. Then we get the Kings and the Grizzlies. Kings plus 8, Grizzlies minus 8. We're going to probably stay away from this one too. Kings nothing left to play for. They're officially out. De'Aaron Fox is still out. Buddy Hield's a game time decision. Harrison Barnes is a game time decision. Marvin Bagley is a game time decision. So some of their starters are like, hey, if we're not going to be doing anything, I'm not going to play. And then for the Grizzlies, just Jonas Valanciunas is a game time decision and Grayson Allen. So the B squad of the Kings probably going to give it their all. Potential for a backdoor cover. We'll stay away from it. And then the last game of the night, we're going to take this one. I guarantee it. Blazers plus 4.5. Suns minus 4.5. If everybody's going to go for this Blazers team, Zach Collins is a game time decision. Can they get Zach Collins back? In this year, Little also a game time decision. And then for the Suns, Abdel Nader and Cameron Johnson are out. So I'm loving what this Blazers team is doing. They know they need to keep winning to kind of stay in contention for the playoffs and not fall down to the play-in tournament. I know the Suns have still a chance to go and get that number 1 seed, especially with the Jazz losing last night. But I'm going to bet on this Blazers team. I love what they're doing. They're consistently getting it done. And the Suns, little kind of iffy here. 6-4 in their last 10. I don't know if it's going to be truly reliable here down the stretch here and in the first round of the playoffs. So we're going to take the Blazers plus 4.5 tonight, and we're going to take the Hornets plus 8 in our moneymaker. Nice little 2-teamer. Alrighty, let's head over to the NFL schedule. We will be kind of walking through every single game, every single week for the entire 2021-2022 NFL season to predict who we think is going to win the Super Bowl just based on winning and losing. We got a nice little interactive schedule here, so we can pick the winners. It tallies them up on the sides for the division and all that. So it's fantastic. It's going to keep up real time on when we select. So we're going to take it kind of 2 weeks at a day, basically. Maybe 3 if we have extra time. Today we're not going to have extra time, so we're just going to do 2 weeks. So we're going to go through all the games, pick the winners, and get our kind of early 4 months before kickoff, early off season, right before when training camps start to open up, who is going to win the Super Bowl just based on what is happening last season and all the information that we know up until this point. So let's get right into it, and we'll go game by game. So let's go to Steelers and Bills. Steelers at Bills. Bills at home, week 1. This Bills team is rocking. Big Ben. The arm should be good week 1. Najee Harris, though, maybe a little bit of a question mark week 1 of just kind of getting implemented. So the running game of the Steelers still isn't going to be there. The Bills defense is there. And I'm going to take Josh Allen to still kind of continue his success from last season over to week 1. So Bills win week 1 over the Steelers. Then we get the Browns and the Chiefs, and I know the Browns are good and they're trying to get revenge, but the Chiefs, we're going to choose them as the winner. I mean, they're coming off of a Super Bowl loss. It's a little bit more frustrating than the Browns loss, just losing in the second round of the playoffs. So Chiefs at home. Yes, we still like the Browns. No cause for concern here. Losing week 1 for the Browns. They're still going to be good, but the Chiefs, they're a different animal. All right, Dolphins, Patriots. I'm going to choose the Dolphins, and I'm just going strictly on their defense here. This Patriots offense, I don't care of all the weapons they added. It's still Cam Newton. I can't get behind him. I tried last season. It did not work out. So this Dolphins defense is going to be great again. I got so much faith in Brian Flores. So the week 1 matchup against the Patriots, I'm not worried about. Tua, still getting acclimated. We got weapons for him. New offensive coordinator. Dolphins win week 1. Then we go Jags and Texans, and we're going to go Jags here. Urban Meyer with Trevor Lawrence, week 1 win. Travis Etienne, hopefully no Tim Tebow. Hopefully, thank goodness, no Tim Tebow. But we are still real unsure about what this Titans team is going to do. And, once kind of everything gets settled, if it is Deshaun Watson, I still can't get behind anybody else on that Texans team. The head coach, the owners, the defense, it's all really not that great. So Jaguars get the first win. Let's look at that. Look at that. All right, Ravens and Raiders, and Ravens at Raiders, Monday Night Football, primetime game, and the Raiders at home. John Gruden's really good in the first half of the season, but it's this Ravens team, and I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of keep up with Lamar Jackson week 1. So we're going to take the Ravens over the Raiders week 1. Now we go to the Vikings and the Bengals, and man, oh man, the Bengals, I kind of like them. I'm really kind of not big on this Vikings team this year. The defense getting called out last year by Mike Zimmer. They did kind of fix their defense a little bit. Brought in Patrick Peterson and a couple of other kind of defensive backs to help him out a little bit. This Bengals team, Joe Burrow coming back from the injury. How is he going to look week 1? I don't like the Vikings too much, but I don't know if the Bengals are going to be ready week 1 with Joe Burrow. I'm going to take the Vikings here week 1. Then we get the Seahawks and the Colts, and a huge week 1 matchup here, but I am big on the Colts, and I think they come out week 1 swinging, folks. I really do. With their Seahawks team maybe has a little bit of off-season hangover with, Russell Wilson still kind of speaking out against the organization. I know we haven't really seen it in the last probably month, but we'll see as we get closer to the season. But I am big on this Colts team, folks. 1,000% big. I think they win it all this year. They're primed and ready to win. It's just Carson Wentz. Can he stay healthy? We're going to bet that he does, and he beats the Seahawks week 1. All right, Chargers and Washington football team. Real tough one here. This Washington defense at home is going to be great, but this Justin Herbert, man, oh man. But we're going to go Washington here with the win because Chargers with a new head coach. Let's see if they take a little bit to get acclimated. Justin Herbert's going to be great. I'm not doubting him, but this new head coach, year 1, maybe week 1 isn't so great. Where Ron Rivera, year 2, just got to the playoffs last year, won the division. Defense should be good to go, so we take Washington with the win. Alrighty, Broncos and Giants, another really close matchup here that I really hate that I have to choose the winner on. I don't want to choose the winner here because I want to root for the Broncos because Teddy Bridgewater, but I also am rooting for the Giants with Daniel Jones and Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator and all their weapons, wide receiver, and Saquon Barkley. So going to be an absolutely great game. The Broncos defense probably keeps it close, but I'm going to take the Giants at home in this game. All right, then we get the Jets and the Panthers. Jets, Sam Darnold, revenge game week 1, right out of the gate, Robert Saleh. But I'm going to go the Panthers here. Matt Rule has a decent infrastructure. I don't agree with the move off of Teddy Bridgewater for Sam Darnold, but everything else is pretty good, especially when they have Christian McCaffrey and their defense is getting shored up. Jets, Robert Saleh week 1, on the road, not going to rock with it. We get Panthers with the win. All right, then we get the Cardinals and the Titans. Oh my, so many great week 1 matchups that are really just kind of tearing me apart, folks, truly. Choosing between the Broncos and the Giants is killing me. Choosing between the Chargers and Washington is killing me. Choosing between the Seahawks and Colts is truly killing me. But here we go with the Titans and the Cardinals. Titans are really focusing on their defense, but how is it going to look week 1? And how is the offense going to look week 1 without kind of their main great wide receivers? And is Ryan Tannehill going to be able to kind of adjust? So I'm going to go the Cardinals here. I think the Titans are going to be hovering around kind of 500 all season. They make it into the playoffs, but this Cardinals team with J.J. Watt and that great offense, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and A.J. Green going to get it done offensively, and I think the Cardinals have a more explosive offense than the Titans do. But like we said, this Titans team this season is going to focus on the run game heavily and the defense, and we'll see how that's all looking week 1. But I'm going to go the Cardinals here. All right, and then the NFC. Here we go. Cowboys, Bucks. I got to go Bucks. Week 1, that defense, everybody is back to go. This Cowboys team, Dak Prescott, week 1 back, Mike McCarthy with that new defense, and Dan Quinn. I'm not buying into all that right now, especially week 1, so I'll go Bucks, primed and ready. Thursday Night Football, first game of the year. Then we get the Eagles and the Falcons, and I do like Jason Hurts, but I don't know if he's going to be ready week 1. Falcons, this is their year. This is the year, man. Do they break everything up, or do they go into a full rebuild? It's all going to depend on how they do this year. But first game at home, Kyle Pitts, holy moly, nobody's going to be ready for him. Week 1, he's going to be blasting. We get the Falcons the win. 49ers, Lions, oh my goodness, I'm giving this Lions team no wins. Dan Campbell, what are we nuts? He's not going to get any games. We're going to take the 49ers, even with all that quarterback controversy. Everybody's healthy, and that was kind of the big knock on them last year. Nobody was healthy, so we'll take the 49ers. Bears, Rams. Ooh, good one here, but I got to go the Rams. Hey, Sean McVay is kind of saying, hey, this is the guy. I can win with this guy, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. The defense is still good. Justin Fields, week 1, probably looking decent. Probably not there yet, especially on the road. We take the Rams. Then the last game of the week, the Packers and the Saints, and I'm going to go to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, we all know he's, all this kind of, information of he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He's telling everybody he doesn't want to be there. But if he's still there come, week 1, he's going to want to show that, hey, I'm over all the criticism. I'm getting kind of called out every game. I couldn't win the NFC Championship the last 2 years. I'm going to be slinging it around. And with the Saints team, rocking with a new quarterback, no Drew Brees, we go the Packers with the win week 1. Alrighty, so that's week 1 in the NFL. Let's head over to week 2. We'll do week 2, and then we'll end it for today and pick it up tomorrow with week 3. But let's see how week 2 differs. Can we give some of those teams that were close? Can we give them a win? Let's see what we get. So next week up, Texans, Browns. Going with the Browns here. Once again, we are not really sure, and the Browns are still going to be a great team this year, just unfortunately a tough week 1 matchup. So the Browns with the win. Ooh, Dolphins, Bills. Dolphins at home for this one. Probably going to have them split the season series here. I'm going to take the Dolphins with this one because they are at home. Let's see how Josh Allen's going to do against this good Dolphins defense. Let's see how Tua's looking week 1, but I'll probably have them split the series. We'll have the Dolphins win the first game because they are at home. Broncos, Jags now, and I got to go the Broncos. They've got the quarterback, they've got the defense, and we'll see if Trevor Lawrence, how he's looking week 1. They have a nice early week 1 matchup. The Broncos have a tough week 1 matchup, but here week 2, the defense gets it done. Teddy Bridgewater is looking good. We'll take the Broncos with the win. Patriots, Jets. Now, this is tough, man. This is truly tough. Robert Saleh, first year. How is he going to look? I'm not buying that he's going to pan out 100% in this league just quite yet. So I will go the Patriots here. A tough week 1 loss. Maybe Cam Newton gets it done. We'll see how the weapons are working out. They are an upgrade of weapons from last season to this season. It's just how well is Cam Newton going to play, and how well is Bill Belichick going to coach this defense? That's really the 2 big question marks coming into the season. But we'll have the Patriots. Oh, and then another great matchup here, Chiefs-Ravens, and we got to go to the Chiefs because we just saw it last year. Chiefs blow out the Ravens early on in the year, and I think the same thing happens here. But we'll see if the kind of new offensive coordinator for the Ravens can make it a better fight than it was last year. Then we get the Raiders and the Steelers, and I got to go the Steelers here. They had the infrastructure defensively, offensively, and they're at home. Big Ben for the first couple of weeks, for the first 8 weeks. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt of looking solid here towards the back of the season. That's where, the debate's going to start to come once we talk about the schedule. But I'm going to have the Steelers beating the Raiders, and I think we have the Raiders at 0-2 to start the season. We do, unfortunate. Kind of a total 180 from the last 2 seasons with John Gruden, being good in the first half, floundering in the back half. Let's see if he kind of can get out of this 0-2 slump. Then we get the Bengals and the Bears, and I'm going to go with the Bears here, folks. I think the defense is good, and I think really Justin Fields is going to come into this organization and this team and really be a nice week one starter and be kind of competitive starting week one. And we'll see how the Bengals come back with Joe Burrow coming back from the injury, and maybe the offensive line is a little lackluster. We'll see. But I got the Bears with the win. Cowboys, Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers here, folks. There's nothing to show me that this Cowboys team is going to be good, folks. They have Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator, and the only time he ever had success as a defensive coordinator was with the Legion of Boom, and ever since then, he's never had anything good. So he needs talented defensive players. The Cowboys don't have that. Their entire draft is their defense, so good luck with that. We'll have Justin Herbert, folks. It's truly, this Chargers team is primed to win now. They just feel like it's the head coach of Anthony Lynn not getting it done in the close games, and Justin Herbert's going to be looking amazing, folks. I'm truly talking about Aaron. Like, we're going to be comparing. I'm already comparing Justin Herbert to Aaron Rodgers right now, and that's year one. So let's see what he does year two. But I'm really excited for it. Ooh, Rams, Colts here, week 2, but I'm going to give the win to the Colts, folks. I am telling y'all, I am big on this Colts team. The defense is good, the offense is good, and the Rams on the road, maybe a little bit of a big win week 1, gets their head a little inflated, has to kind of get knocked down a peg. Nobody's going to be taking the Colts as seriously as we are, truly, folks. I can't even express how big I am. I told y'all to bet everything you, well, not that, but, bet a solid amount of money on the Colts to win the Super Bowl. It's plus 2,700 odds, folks. It's fantastic. So, Rams, Colts, I've got the Colts winning. Then we go the Titans and the Seahawks, and this one's going to be a good one too, but the Seahawks at home, got to give them a win. Little tough start here for this season for the Titans, starting 0-2. Giants, Washington at home, Giants on the road. Ah, man, good quarterback versus a not great quarterback. Good defense in Washington versus a lackluster or just mediocre defense in the Giants, but going to be a great one on Thursday Night Football. I cannot wait for this matchup. Going to be an absolute great one. I think I give it to Ron Rivera. I'll probably have him split the series, so I'll give the Washington the win at home, week 2. All right, then we get the Falcons and the Buccaneers, and I want to root for the Falcons this season, but I'm talking about this Bucs defense, and, Tom Brady, they're good now. Folks, they're solid. They know what they are now. They know what they can do. They know how to win. And the defense, and we know Bruce Arians got a great coaching staff that knows how to, can switch it up defensively, schematically, and still get the win. So watch out for this Bucs team this season. They may go undefeated. All right, Vikings, Cardinals. We're going to go the Cardinals here. The offense is going to be leaps and bounds better than the Vikings offense, so I'm not worried about that. 49ers, Eagles. Going to go with the Niners here. Eagles at home. I really do not believe in Nick Sirianni at all. So I like Jalen Hurts, but the defense, Nick Sirianni, big question marks. Saints, Panthers. Going to go with the Saints here. Panthers, I don't know how well Sam Darnold's going to look, and I'm going to take the Saints with their great offense of Alvin Kamara and their good defense, going on the road beating the Panthers. And then the Monday Night Football game, Lions, Packers. Come on, is this even a competition? It's Packers all day. Lions, Dan Campbell, no thank you. Never thank you on that. Alrighty, so after 2 weeks, the division leaders in the AFC are the Steelers with the North at 1-1, the Colts 2-0, the Dolphins 2-0, and the Chiefs 2-0 after 2 weeks. Then in the NFC, we got the Packers top of the NFC North 2-0, Bucks top of the NFC South at 2-0, the Washington football team top of the NFC East 2-0, and the Cardinals top of the NFC West 2-0. So we will be doing the rest of the schedule for the remainder of these days until we're done, and so we'll leave it here today. So first 2 weeks in the books of the NFL year. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow as we do it all over again. What's the stories we're going to be talking about? The NBA, breaking that down, the schedule, weeks 3 and 4. We'll get that in the books. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Noon Eastern. Every day, folks. We are here every day. Every day. Do you understand? Every single mother-loving day.